This is Duke University.
As a Congolese, it was very painful for me to watch this exhibition. I came here 2 days ago with a dear friend of mine from Nigeria and his wife and my wife, and 4 of us sat here, watched it, and one of the comments made by all 4 was that we didn't see any of the targets of these militiamen who were shooting their guns. Who are they attacking? And how come we're not seeing that? So I'm going to look at what is missing in this picture we're seeing of the Congo. Although we see a UN trucks, we see trucks and vehicles with UN labels, but we don't see the entire picture of what is involved in Eastern Congo. And the danger of that is that we tend to go away with the idea of what we've been looking at senseless violence. And I think that is a very dangerous idea to have, to see that what is happening there is senseless, of course, but what makes it senseless? What are the causes? What is the general environment that makes this possible? So other pertinent questions include the following. Where do these militiamen get their weapons? What are they fighting for? Why is the government of DRC, of the Congo, and the UN unable to put an end to this madness? The UN has been in the Congo since 1999, and they are still there. The situation is still terrible. Women and girls still get raped and sexually mutilated. People get killed on a regular basis. Why aren't we able to put an end to this? So to answer these questions and related questions, we need to consider the following factors. One is the weakness of the Congolese state. Under an illegitimate and unpopular regime, a regime which lost the last elections in November 2011 and yet clung to power, and with international support. So I think the international community bears responsibility for this regime, but is totally incapable of providing security and safety for its own people. The role of neighboring countries, Rwanda and Uganda, are very, very much involved in the conflict in Eastern Congo through proxy groups such as the CNDP or the M23. Those of you who follow the news know that yesterday the International Criminal Court at The Hague started the trial of Bosco Ntaganda. Bosco Ntaganda is described in the New York Times this morning as a Congolese rebel, where most of us in the Congo question that. Because Bosco Ntaganda was born in Rwanda. He went to school in Rwanda. When he went to The Hague, he was asked in which language does he feel comfortable talking in. He said the only language he can really speak very fluently in is Kinyarwanda. That's the language of the people of Rwanda. So how can a person who's a brigadier general in the Congolese army unable to speak fluently in French, the official language, or Lingala, the language of the armed forces of the Congo, or even Kiswahili, the language of the Eastern Congo? The point is that Bosco Ntaganda is a Rwandan citizen. And he's not alone. He's one of the hundreds of Rwandan citizens who are in the Congolese armed forces as so-called Congolese, when they are Rwandans. Everybody knows that. And so we have a country in which our official armed forces are infiltrated by a neighboring country, all the way to the level of generals, and these people do not have the best interest of the Congo at heart. And people in the foreign ministries of the United States, Great Britain, France, Belgium, all these countries, they know that. We're not doing anything about it. So somehow somebody is benefiting from this situation of this giant country, but is being controlled by this tiny, tiny Lilliputian country, Rwanda, but somebody else is benefiting from it. And among the people benefiting are, of course, the international criminal networks of mafia states, transnational corporations, and armed traffickers, people like Victor Bout, who happily is in a prison in New York now, but who have been selling arms and who have all these plans coming to Congo. Now, I'm sure some of you have seen this very great film by a Danish film director, Frank Yaseki Poulsen. Poulsen's film entitled Blood in the Mobile shows Russian and Ukrainian pilots landing in the Congo in small planes, sometimes landing on highways to collect sacks full of coltan, diamonds, and gold, which are taken to Rwanda and Uganda and then transported outside of Africa to be sold to even companies such as major corporations who are involved in the cell phone business like Nokia. And Poulsen, in his film, made a great effort to, for example, have a conversation with Nokia about why are they buying conflict minerals from the Congo, and so on. So I think that to be able to make sense of the historical and political background to the situation that Rochard Mosse is describing, one is to take all these factors into account because they are very, very important, and without them we cannot make sense of the senseless violence we see in this exhibition. Thank you very much.